relationship advice with your boy Ropes. I'm bringing back the Real Talk with Ropes series. It's something that I put on the back burner, but I'm going to be bringing it back, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of different topics. I think the last one I did was on beating your kids to success and how I feel that it's a myth. I heard a lot of people say that Michael Jackson was successful because his dad beat him to success, and I just think that that's false. You can't beat talented to somebody. Either you're talented or you're not. So I think that was the last one that I did, but I'm going to start doing this on a more regular basis. I'm going to try to do one at least once a week. So, and if it catches on, I may do even more. But if you guys have any requests, anything that you want to hear me talk about, I know about a lot of different things. So feel free to send me those requests and I'll get to them as soon as possible. But we're going to be dealing with relationship advice for young men between the ages of 15 and 25, because I feel like those 10 years are very, very critical to a man's life. And I think that if you screw up those 10 years, you can wind up having a fucked up life as a grown ass man. I really do believe that, and I'm going to explain why. Now, the advice that I would give to you if you're a young man between the ages of 15 and 25 about relationships is that you flat out should not be in one, okay? You should not be in a committed relationship with a woman until you're over the age of 25. And this is because, first of all, when you're young, you don't even know what you want in a woman yet. You may think you know, but you don't really know. And the thing is, you change the older that you get. You go through critical changes in your life. From 15 to 18, there's a big change that you go through. From 18 to 21, there's another change. And I think a major change comes when you're 25 years old, because you're thinking you have 5 years until you're 30. I mean, this is the real deal. You're not a little kid anymore. You're about to be a grown-ass man. And I don't believe you're a grown-ass man until you're 30 years old. You're a man at 25, but you're not a grown-ass man until you're 30. And I think that between these ages, you need to be focused on yourself. You cannot be worrying about financing a woman's happiness at this particular time, because you're going to end up spending too much money. You're going to end up stressed out. Relationships aren't easy. You go through ups and downs, and I don't think that it's good for a young man to go through that. And on top of that, I think that you shouldn't be in a relationship until you're out of college, if you decide to go, or at least until you're successful in whatever career that you choose to go into. Not just graduating college and then immediately getting into a relationship, but graduating college, getting your career, and becoming established and successful in your career first. Because this way, you don't have to put up with any bullshit. There are too many men in relationships just because it's the other half of their rent. It's the other half of their bills. It's the other half of their car note. I have talked to many people who say, man, I want to leave this bitch so bad, but I just don't want to start over, and I don't know how I can pay all the bills by myself. I got this fucking house or this apartment. Rent is expensive, and it's just a terrible situation to be in. And more men are in this situation than not. Yes, you can point out those rare occasions where it's not the case, but I think that it's more the case than not. I really do believe that. Okay, me, for example, I got married when I was a teenager. And because of this, I'm barely now at 35 years old starting to get to where I want to in life. Just barely now. And I feel like it's super late. It's never too late, but I feel like I could already be where I want to be if I hadn't have made the mistakes that I made. And don't get me wrong, a lot of good did come out of it. I had 4 beautiful kids that I love to death. But I had no business being married as a teenager. And I passed up a lot of other great opportunities with other women because I got a lot of attention from a lot of girls when I was married because, I know I'm a nice looking dude. You know what I mean? Not only because I have a mirror, but because, women tell me that. You know what I mean? I know some of you might not agree with that because you guys are men and I expect you to think that I'm ugly as hell. But I had no business being married that young. You know what I mean? And I will always advise somebody. I will always advise a young man to focus on himself. Okay, I know that it's hard to do. You get that girl that you think is perfect and you don't want anybody else to have her. You want to be the only one hitting it and all of that. But it's just something that you shouldn't concern yourself with when you're that young. Just like she can go and mess with another dude, you can go and mess with another girl too. And when I tell you to do this, when I tell you to date but not be committed, take down as many girls as you can. Be safe while you're doing it. Okay, I'm not telling you to go and hit all these girls raw and end up with a fucking disease and end up getting the girl pregnant, because that's going to defeat the whole purpose of what I'm telling you. Okay, about ruining your life. All right, be safe and don't get yourself fucked up messing with somebody else's girl either. You know what I mean? So be careful, definitely. But I think that you should date a lot and you should talk to a lot of girls, because this is how you learn what you like and what you dislike about the woman that you want to be with. And by the time you're established in your career, you will know exactly what you want. You know, you won't end up with a girl that changes, because like I say, when you go through those changes, your girl is going to go through those same changes. And this is why people grow apart and then they end up in nasty divorces and a whole bunch of other shit. You know, so that's definitely my advice. If you're young, do not get into a committed relationship. Some people aren't going to like that, like I say, but hey, you can either listen to me and be a happy adult, or you could say, you know what, Ropes, you're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not a professional on relationships. And you can end up in a courtroom talking to an arbitrator about how much money is going to come out of your pocket. You know what I mean? It's up to you. But that's my video, and I'm out.